Alright, here we go. What the fuck? Do you hear that? It's coming from here. What on earth? Hello?
Boss man, we have an emergency situation. Did you check your comments today?
No. Why?
Boss, you need to check your comments. You need to check this out.
Alright, give me a second. What's the... Oh, I'm getting canceled? I had a really bad take for insurance? Alright, you know what? Alright, hold up. I know exactly what they need. I know exactly what will bring them all back. Give me a bit. I'll call you back. Yo guys, what's going on? Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about why BSG needs to buff some of the loot here in Escape from Tarkov. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more PvE. As for the fun intro that we had today, listen, man, I definitely did not see the insurance video going the way it went. Now, let's be clear. I'm not taking back everything I said just because I got backlash. We know that I don't do that. I bought Unheard Edition day one and didn't give a fuck what anybody said. So when it comes to the insurance, I read a lot of your guys' opinions and takes, and I gotta say, I agree with a lot of it. I wasn't really thinking about it from the guy who only gets to play a couple hours a week, so that's on me. And I will say that there are definitely parts of that video that don't make sense for the large majority of the player base. So I'll take that L 100%. I'll take responsibility for that. But I was definitely kind of considering it from the fact that I'm already fully progressed in the game. I already have a bunch of money. Not everybody is in that situation. So that's on me. I'll take that L. But let's make a video today that I think everybody can get behind. And if BSG really does watch my content, hopefully they get the message that a lot of us are kind of sick of the loot nerf, and that is mainly because, you know, we have expensive keys in the game, we have good rooms that have nothing in them. I'm not saying that every single raid we load into, we should be able to go to a tech store and get a GPU, or every single treasure spawn is going to have a Bitcoin. I'm not asking for that. What I'm trying to portray in this one here today is that we have keys in the game right now that are super expensive and that have been great rooms for the longest time. And we need to see some of these locked rooms return to just better loot in general. There is absolutely no reason that marked keys are as rare as they are and expensive as they are, but a full-use marked key might only get you 5 million rubles. It doesn't make sense. And other great keys and other great rooms on all the maps need to have their loot buffed. The ground loot on the regular portions of the map, I think, does need a little bit of a buff as well, but I don't think it needs to be as drastic as some people want it to be. I'm not trying to leave a raid with 10 million every time, but I am trying to leave a raid feeling like I got a decent amount of loot. And let's just pick on Interchange since it's such a toxic map right now. Interchange, you're probably going to end up killing between 20 and 40 scavs if you're playing the map the entire way through. You'll probably end up fighting Killa as well. So if I'm looting the med closet, I kind of expect to get at least one decent thing out of there. It doesn't have to be a LEDX every raid, but I would hope to see a defib if there's not a LEDX, or vice versa, or see just a ton of good stims. It's a locked room on a key that has a durability. And the same thing goes for the Emercon unit. There's almost nothing in there now, at least in my experience. You know, the best you could get sometimes is just a duffel bag and a jacket. And even the safe room extract now, which is kind of a pain in the ass to do. You have to run the whole way up the escalators. You have to swipe the key card, then run down, fight through all the scavs. And in the safe room, there's just a couple of weapon crates and, you know, maybe get a chainlet. And on the very, very rare occasion, you're going to get a moonshine. Right now, I do not think locked rooms are properly represented because of this loot nerf that has been, you know, just swept across the entire nation of Escape from Tarkov. Every single map, every single room, everything has been nerfed into the ground. I think we need to see a change to the locked room specifically, and then some of the better areas, just give them a little bit better of a percentage. Like I said, not every raid needs to have a GPU in Tech Light. But if we could go from maybe 1 in 10 raids down to, you know, 1 in 3 raids, 1 in 5 raids, it's going to make players feel a little bit better. And at the same time, they're more likely to go back and play the map. Right now, I'm not farming marked rooms. I don't want to play customs. I don't want to play reserve. I don't want to do any of these, you know, maps right now for the intent to farm marked room or get some great action in the dorms. Because if I'm going to the dorms, there's not really anything there for me besides getting into a gunfight. That's pretty much it. You know, marked room is that room. Yes, we could loot jackets, but what's the point if the keys aren't really worth anything now? Marked keys still have a value, but I still don't understand how they're 20 million. There's nothing in the rooms. There's only one explanation for why they're so expensive, and I'm not going to promote that here today. And honestly, it would be really nice if Battlestate could kind of fine-tune the loot. Like, if you go to the chalet on Lighthouse, not every single spawn needs to have a Bitcoin. But if you loot that entire chalet, I think if you're looting every nook and cranny, getting a Bitcoin would feel pretty good, because at least you got something out of the chalet. Now, obviously, Lighthouse is one of the better looting maps, but when it comes to some of the other maps, you know, it kind of just feels awful. And there's some times that I go into a raid and I really only take out like 5 or 6 decent things. Most of the time, I'm taking out ammunition, or I'm taking out mags, you know, 60 rounders from AI PMC. Whatever the case is, you know, it's mostly now I'm not actually looting loot. I'm just looting other gear to sell back to Ragman or Mechanic. So I think we need to put the looting back into the looter shooter that we are playing right now. Like I said, it doesn't have to be as crazy as it was, but I think it needs to improve. You know, we've dealt with it for a while, and you're starting to see some serious distaste among the player base just pretty much stopping playing, because all they're doing is playing a PvP PvE simulator right now. They're just fighting PMCs and scavs, and they're not really getting anything out of it. And then because of how some maps work with the scavs constantly coming to your location, it's not necessarily tagged and cursed. It's basically them just coming to the noises. You know, maps like Interchange are almost unplayable, which I am going to make a video on here very soon. So, guys, like I said, apologies for the insurance thing. I didn't fully think it through. I was pretty tired this morning as well. So that's on me. I'll take the L. But this is one that I definitely think we're going to have to see change soon. Unfortunately, I think it's going to last until patch 0.15, which is pretty close, but still, that's a long-ass time still. It's potentially 2 to 3 weeks, and we've been dealing with it for a long time already. I feel like it's time to at least give us locked rooms back. You don't have to give us everything, but give us something. Make us feel good a little bit. So that's at least my take on it. If I'm wrong on this one too, let me know in the comments. I'll continue to try and do better and adjust accordingly. But you guys know I appreciate you regardless, and your criticism is always welcome. Do me a favor, make sure you drop it a like, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more PvE. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully on Streets of Tarkov. I'm out.